Good morning YouTube and welcome back to the channel and episode 11 of Project Hoonigrom. Now in today's video, because we haven't got a lot of parts, we're going to go through what it's cost to build, what I've sold, has it been worth doing it for YouTube, and ultimately what's next. So stay tuned. So in this episode, as we mentioned, we're going to go through all the expenses for the build, which for a little 125, it has certainly added up. And what I will stress, because it's all detailed in the e-pad that I've saved it all aside, is that labour has been the biggest thing. Definitely, there have been some serious hours that have gone into this. And to be honest with you, I have really enjoyed it. So we'll go through the cost now. So the actual bike came in at £2,000 for the 2017 Grom. Matt kindly helped me collect the bike. I think we went to just outside of Newbury for it now. It was a few months ago. £2,000 all in, 3,700 miles. So it had a nice low mileage engine, which we was able to sell, which I'll come back to later in the video. But a big thanks to Matt for helping me pick that up in the car, which was detailed in episode 1. Next up was the EXC 300, which Nathan managed to find and collect for me. Absolutely brilliant find, really. For the cost of it, £1,550. It wasn't perfect, but it didn't need to be perfect. And ultimately, it was the perfect donor for the bike. It was certainly messy, obviously, when we stripped it all down. I think it was about episode 2 or 3 when that was all pulled out of the bike. Gave it a deep clean, and obviously we got to have our first look at what it was going to fit like. Now, for both of those bikes, I ended up spending £10 each on a HPI check, just to make sure they weren't stolen. So with the bikes purchased, again, it was a lot of labour, but we're going to run through now all the parts. So the first expense was the plastic acrylic sheet, which I was temperamental with, playing the screen, mucking around with the engine mount designing. That came in at £15. And then I did the silicone elbow at £15 again. I've got the hose joiner, which was used inside the carb to the manifold. That came in at £11. Jubilee clips, £6. The bar risers, £15, which allowed me to put the EXC handlebars on there, which has made a big difference to the way the bike rides and ultimately the look. M16 bolt for the engine cradle, £5. Renthal grips, £13, because the grips that were on the bike were absolutely shredded to bits, and the standard ones looked like they were glued heavily onto the throttle, so they weren't coming off. M8 bolts, £6.82. M6 bolts, £5.39. M10 bolts, £5 and 5 pence. Got the radiator used off of eBay for £80 from a CBR 250, and when I say used, it was literally brand new, so that was a good deal. Temperature gauge number 1, £15. We'll come back to why that's gauge number 1 shortly. Fabric tape for the loom, £4. The alley spacers that I designed up came in at £52 for the full set. The 220mm pipe joiners for the coolant lines, £11. The trusty JB weld to bond the radiator sensor in, £6. The Hell braided brake hose, £40, which we did on the episode where we designed it all, put it on. Honestly, a proper lifesaver, especially as I had to delete all the ABS as well. Coolant hoses, £8. The fuel tank hose, again version 1, we'll come back to that shortly, £3.30. Fuel tank fitting kit, £10, which was all the nipple off the bottom of the tank. More coolant pipes, which were the two 90-degree angles, £24. Rear brake delete kit, which was a little clear tube, that came in at £5 for the pipe and the little cap. The rear sprocket came in at £15.95. The temperature gauge switch, £2.50, which again wasn't planned to be a temperature gauge switch, but we'll come back to that. Front sprockets, £12, chain, £30, and then the engine mounts came in at £93 and 48 pence. And the reason they were so cheap, because I was expecting to spend a lot more, was my good friend Andy came to the rescue. He designed them all. I made those cardboard templates and thought, you know what, if I try and cut these out by hand, it's going to be an absolute mess. So he saved the day with that, and we got them sent off to a place he suggested that you can just send the design off Took them about 7 or 8 days. I think it ended up being, like I say, yeah, £93.48 for all 4 mounts. The float bowl gasket came in at £10.99 because we had that leak, unfortunately, on the first test. The sheet alley came in at £12, which I later did the fly screen, the exhaust mount, and what else did I do? I did some more brackets around the other side to hold the exhaust in place. But I say, it's always handy to have because I built the little screen as well, and you always end up using it in the workshop. And so that was only £12. The headlight bulbs came in at £5 for obviously where I blew up the original ones. I can't remember what episode that was in. It would have been around the time I was doing the wiring, but ultimately stripped it all apart, replaced the unit, cheap fix at the end of the day. The second round of fuel line came in at £5.50. Wasn't really happy with the clear stuff that I bought. As nice as it was to be able to see the fuel flowing into it, it was quite thin and I wasn't happy to have it on there. So I went with a heavier grade rubber, which came in at £5.50. Temp gauge number 2, £12 after the electrical issue that I blew the first one up. The jet kit came in at £13 and the jet kit was for the carburetor so we could lean it out to get it running on the homemade exhaust. Spark plugs, pack of 4, £12, nice and cheap really. Temp gauge number 3, got that for £10, but no longer run it on the bike's wiring loom. It now runs a standalone 12 volt, which we did in the episode before last, so episode 9 I think. Light switch, because it runs its own lighting circuit now, £2.50. Air filter, £17. Not 100% thrilled with this. I love the fit, but it doesn't quite fit the carb, so I've had to get a bit of pipe to make that work, which was another £7.50. And the total build cost, as that stands now, not including any labour, £4,186.98. Onto the sole parts, and now these are the bits obviously I had left over from the Grom and the standard EXC. Now I do have to stress, obviously we've got eBay fees and postage to put on that, so it sounds great at first, but yeah, the fees soon unfortunately start taking a bit of a toll on any revenue return. So the engine I managed to sell for £700, the handlebars were £30 and the exhaust £130. The EXC I sold the light for £24, the frame for £470, the headlight for £35 and the fuel tank for £90, which brings the total sale parts so far, and I must stress that I've got boxes of bits, so if you need any Grom bits or EXC bits, do check out my eBay store. There might be someone in there that will clear some space for me and help you out, and that so far has come in at £1,479, but with the postage and eBay fees that brings the total to £1,231.52 currently returned, giving the total build cost today of £2,955.46, which for a 2017 model 300cc 2-stroke ULEZ compliant motorbike, that's not bad. I mean, if you put in eBay now 250 300cc 2-stroke, £4,000–5,000 upwards, and it's certainly unique and a good laugh to ride. So yeah, not at the moment a big problem, but I've still got to do a lot more. I've got to do the suspension, I've got to do the rear sets, and I've got to get the custom exhaust built, which is booked in for in September. So I mean, if I'm not careful, this could easily add another £2 to the build quite quickly, and then it'd be a sub £5,000 bike. Awesome fun to ride, because it was really cool when I last took it out, and it'd be done. The final one, was it worth doing for YouTube? Well, I enjoyed the build, it's taught me a lot, and I really like the end product that I've got here now. It's wicked fun to ride out on the road, but sadly not. It has definitely not been a financially successful one for YouTube, unfortunately. So after the last 11 episodes, as it stands today, I went through each one and added up all the ad revenue, £24.95. I'm not going to lie, I did think it was going to do a lot better on the channel. Like, my 2-stroke videos have always gone down really well. Maybe it's just the way I'm presenting them, maybe it's the way it's edited, I don't know, but they haven't done particularly well. And like I say, for under £25, no, it definitely wasn't worth it for YouTube. But I am committed to finishing the project, and so I want to get that exhaust on there, actually go for a proper ride with the full 50+ horsepower. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button, consider subscribing. Until the next one, thanks for watching.